Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to War on the Sea, the new game out by Killerfish Games, the developers behind Cold Waters and Atlantic Fleet. And in today's video, we're going to be fighting our first surface naval battle in our campaign game, Operation Watchtower, where we're playing the Guadalcanal campaign from the side of the Allies. We have a fleet that's up adjacent to Guadalcanal. Hopefully, the intent is to provide some cover for an invasion fleet, which is coming behind. And our fleet that we have is one battleship, one cruiser, and one destroyer. It had been larger. We had an Atlanta-class light cruiser, and we had another destroyer, but a Japanese dive bomber attack whittled that fleet down a little bit in our last episode. And so this is what remains, and we're about to engage a Japanese surface task force, which is guarding Guadalcanal itself. The Japanese have obviously heavily reinforced the island, but I'm hoping that our battleship, the North Carolina, will be able to beat down any enemy force nearby and achieve at least temporary naval supremacy in the Guadalcanal area, so we can bring our invasion force up and land troops. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this episode. This was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel from, oh man, I think it's over a week ago now. So this is from a little bit back, and let's go ahead and just jump in. About to fight our first battleship engagement. 2 enemy destroyers, 2 light cruisers, and 1 heavy, versus Task Force 6 of the North Carolina, Brooklyn, and Cunningham. We just went through an air attack by the enemy with 8 Val dive bombers, which sank 1 destroyer and crippled the light cruiser San Diego, a 5-inch cruiser, and really evened the odds. It both reduced our screening force by half by losing one of our destroyers to enemy fire, but it also really changed the balance, I think, anyway, in terms of this upcoming battle, because it's going to make it much more likely that the enemy can get some of its cruisers into torpedo range. But again, I also don't know how the game's going to sort of factor in, what do you call it? How it's going to factor in the range. Like, we should start off at a good range, but I don't know if we will. You think San Diego's going down this time? Well, she didn't fight in the previous battle. It was the Atlanta, remember, the Atlanta, which is being repaired. But I guess it's time to jump into the battle here. So the enemy, I think, is going to be... Well, I don't know. Like, based on that map, I would think the enemy's going to be behind us. But I don't know if that's true. So let's turn the radar on for all of our ships. It's a midday battle, so hopefully that gives us better visibility and range. I don't care about the layer. These guys are all in formation, right? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. More enemy aircraft? My B-17s don't get to be here. These are zeros, right? Well, at least they're zeros. Meanwhile, we spotted the enemy formation to our rear. They're already training their guns. That's fun. All right. I want the task force to turn north so we can bring our guns to bear. How do I undo this? I don't want them to follow that formation. Is there a way to undo the goddamn... You just hit course in the main screen, but... I don't understand. The game's navigation is absolutely terrible. In any event, what is this? Ship. Recognition manual. It's not Aoba. Aoba doesn't have 3 forward turrets. Thanks, guys. It's a heavy carrier. I'm aware of that. Taco, it could be. I don't think there's room for this turret to point forward, so it's probably a rear-facing front turret. So I do think it is the Taco, or Takio. Alright, so if I just do this, it'll stop following waypoints. That's annoying. Alright, so these guys should turn in sequence. I will give the gunners permission to attack that target. Or to open fire, I guess. I want them to follow waypoints, though. Well, I guess I can just manually steer from the destroyer's point of view, I think. So we'll attack that target. I want everybody to focus their fire on the Takio. We'll unpause here. What do you mean Brooklyn has no ammunition? Of what type, sir? All I'm saying is AP. You've got plenty of that damn ammo. Meanwhile, our anti-aircraft guns are firing at these Zeros, which are just flying straight above us. I don't think they have any bombs. So I don't know if they're, like, spotting for the enemy, if they get... "21,000 yards. What's the range of a 16-incher? It's got to be more than 21,000. We're going to fire our rear triple. The enemy's already shooting at us, so I'm sure we can. Incoming round, 80% solution. Where's that round? She's got to be incoming somewhere. There you go. Rounds are splashing. Alright, so these guys are firing too. So they're going to go hard over to get our other guns into bear. You can see the Brooklyn is the Battleship taking any damage? Those are some pretty close shots. No damage so far. So our formation is turning north to try and bring our broadside to bear. We're engaging at 21,000 yards, which is a pretty long range, I think, for our weapons. 99% solution for the North Carolina. Radar-directed gunfire's got to be pretty nice, huh? Right, that destroyer may have turned a little bit too hard for the rest of the formation to follow. They're taking a wider turn. I don't think we've hit anything yet. I'm just surprised that the enemy's engaging me with 8-inch shells at this range. I realize Warspite hit, but that was a 15-inch gun, not an 8-inch gun. This would be some pretty wicked plunging fire, by the way, at this range. My bombers apparently are not on the map. So those B-17s we saw were not close enough, I guess. Alright, so we're swinging around to try and get back into formation here. Meanwhile, have our forward turrets fired yet? Oh, we just took a hit? Or maybe that was my rear gun firing. Simultaneous to the shells incoming. Should set narrow. Alright, we'll set the salvo to narrow. Not sure why the destroyer's sort of turning again. I guess maybe to get the other guys back into line with it. Man, come on, North Carolina, turn! Turn! At least at 20,000 yards, we should be pretty safe from... There we go, forward guns in action. At 20,000 yards, we should be pretty safe from enemy torpedoes. Look at those shells splashing all around. I can't even tell if anything's hitting. She's not on fire. She does look like she's riding kind of low, but she's turning hard. Look at these. I love how the animation just shows these shells plunging like straight down. It really gives like a visual aspect to the idea of plunging fire. Again, I don't know if plunging fire is represented in the game, but at least aesthetically with these rounds, it seems like they're falling straight down from the sky, almost like an Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary. All right, so we're inside 20,000. They are trying to close. We've got to be mindful of that. Once they get inside like 14,000, we probably got to start maybe trying to pull away just from a... God, I love that. Just, I love the looks of... The visuals of this thing are stunning. North Carolina firing off. Enemy scouting planes. I wonder if that gives them more accurate fire since they don't have radar direction control. Packers reference indeed. God, those shells are all so close. Give me a hit. The deck's got to be wet. Oh, there you go. One hit amidship right there. Ship on the hit on the front of the ship too. Enemy aircraft was shot down by our flak, by the way. I don't think they're shooting anything at my destroyer. My destroyer is firing? Can 5-inch guns hit 20,000 yards away? Really? Boom! She's smoking. I love this. I just love this look. Give me the binocular look. We see a flash of the enemy gunfire. Shells splashing all around like it's a water park. Another shell just hit there near the bridge. Another shell just landed right on the bridge. Again, I don't know which of these are 5s or 16 inchers. It doesn't really tell me. Would be nice to get a more detailed sort of battle report. Let's do this. I want to switch to salvo fire. So you're going to hold your fire for a second. Oh, never mind. I guess we'll wait till the next. They've closed to 16,000 yards, by the way. What is the long lance range? 10,000? The shells just... Oh, those are the 16 inchers, the ones that were like taller than the ship. Another hit a midship there by something. Long lance is closer to 20? Seriously? Not accurately, right? Well, we haven't seen him turn to fire. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we're basically straight on with our broadside. Let's turn a little bit. Just a slight turn. Just to veer away a little bit. At the very least, even a slight turn at this range is going to make their solution much less effective. Alright, we'll level off there. Surprised they're not like on fire or anything. They're taking hits, but they're not on fire. Which I guess I kind of hoped that they'd be, like, in way rougher shape. How's the... So minor damage on the Brooklyn from a hit that she must have received. No damage on the North Carolina. No damage on the Cunningham. What ammo are we firing? Good point. We're firing AP. Should we be firing HE? I would think AP versus a heavy cruiser. You're not going to overpen on a heavy cruiser. Multiple hits on that salvo. Maybe that's just why there's not as much fire going, is because they're all AP shots, so you're not starting fires, you're just wrecking stuff below decks. She does look lower in the water from my perspective. They've closed to 13,000 yards. I'm gonna angle back the other way a little bit. Again, just slight zigzagging. Cunningham looks like she took some damage. She took a hit. All right. We're still at 13,000. The enemy's trying to head us off a little bit. You can see Cunningham is on fire. There's a slight smoking... there's a slight amount of smoke coming from the Takio. Enemy fighters, I guess, have left the engagement area. Nice little hit there by something. Another hit. A lot of hits on the superstructure. The enemy formation is very mixed up at the moment, so everybody except leads 1 and 2, light cruiser here and the lead heavy cruiser here, not staying in any kind of formation. They're down to 12,000 yards, range still closing. Looks like a salvo from the North Carolina with a hit there. Could have been a secondary, though. She's turning 11,000 yards. Most of her turrets are out. I haven't even been paying much attention to that. Yeah, it doesn't look like her forward turrets are firing. Her rear turrets, or at least one of the rear turrets is out, and 2 of her forward turrets appear to be out. She's definitely charging to try and close range for what I would imagine is a torpedo strike. They seem to be focusing their fire on my Fletcher now based on the shell splashes. Let's do a... I don't know if it's a battle turn, but let's turn away from the enemy formation here a little bit. 11,000 yards, getting a little bit close for comfort. All right, I don't know if that's a battle turn, but it is a turn away at the very least. That's probably going to take everything but our rear turrets out of the action here. That's a little bit sharp, I think. I don't think the light cruiser is going to be able to keep up with that. So let's level that out a little bit. All right, that's better. Rudder amidships. Light cruiser follow. How's the ammo holding up? Burned through more than half your AP ammo. The good news is we can switch to our HE rounds when we target off everything but the heavy cruiser, I think. I love the slow, somber music. Looks like she might be starting to roll. She's losing a lot of speed. She's down to 6 knots, very low in the water. I want to assure the destruction of this enemy vessel, but she is a goner, folks. She is a goner. Why? What? You think the rest are starting to run? They might be. Oof. All right, let's switch your fire, boys. All right. The biggest enemy threat is out of the action. Switch your fire to 2. Switch your fire to 2. Stop firing on the Takio. Or whatever the name is. Switch your fire to 2, Brooklyn. North Carolina. Switch your fire to 2. What is 2, by the way? What is this? Is this a Tenru? It's an enemy light cruiser. I don't recognize the hull. Anybody know offhand what this thing looks like? Is it a Tenru? One. No, she's got 2 forward. Kuma? It's got to be a Kuma. The Tenru has 1 turret in front of the bridge, not 2. Yeah, she might look out of place. She's a Kuma. All right. How are our ships doing now? Oh shit. I doubled my destroyer back around, so the formation's gonna do a complete turn. I thought I leveled him out, but I guess I always fuck up my formation. It isn't a battle if I don't fuck up our formation. I think I have to tell them to attack to switch their fire? That's silly. At least we get our salvo fire. Well, no, we don't, because the rear turret fired first. By the way, what happened to the... Oh, she's going... Oh, that's a sweet sinking animation. She's going down straight to the bottom, straight like a nose first. I wish I had seen the whole damn thing. You know what this game needs? This game needs, like, a replay option, like IL-2, where you can, like, record the battle in-game, where you can see everything and you're not fixed to the camera that you're looking at that moment in time. That would be awesome if this game had, like, just basically, I want to re-watch this battle, and I don't want it to be focused on what I was looking at the time I was playing. I want a free camera to re-watch the whole battle. That would make for some great cinematic moments. As it is now, you kind of have to be looking at the right place at the right time. Holy God, she's getting pulverized. This dude's gonna die fast. I'm pretty sure we're firing HE. No, it's still AP, apparently. The BB is shooting. I saw her shoot at least once. Why are you still turning, Cunningham? I swear I put you on amidships. Maybe you just want to screen the force? Rip. Dude, this thing's gonna die so fast. Oh, I didn't think of that. Could she have rudder damage? Doesn't look like it. I think it was just me clicking buttons, not knowing what all the hotkeys are yet. Well, that was fast. All right, she's still turning, isn't she? No, she's going straight. Never mind. What is number 3? Well, that's a weird-looking ship. Is this a destroyer? She's got, like, these really weird, like, Star Wars-looking turrets with tiny-ass guns pointing out. What the hell is this thing? Azuki? She's not Akuma. Why does it say Akuma? Did I misidentify that last ship? I don't like that we're inside 10,000 yards. That makes me makes me nervous. But the fact that we're moving kind of erratically probably minimizes the damage a little bit. It's a little bit Falkland Islands-esque, right? Like with the battleship just outranging and obliterating the other enemy heavy ship. Wait. I'm confused. Am I targeting 3? This is not the Azuki. I clicked on the wrong ship. This is Akuma. Whatever. Time Waster, thanks for the follow. Dust Drive, thank you for the follow a while back. Hey, SK1DD. Just look at this thing. She's going to be going under. Doesn't even matter that I misdiagnosed him. Alright, she's going down. She's dead in the water. We'll fire for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ceasefire. Switch your targets. Switch your targets. Attack 4, attack 4. Poor Kuma. Or what I think was a Kuma. I told you guys to switch your fire, by the way. Torpedoes in the water, torpedoes in the water. This enemy destroyer just launched a salvo. Get me up to the Cunningham. North Carolina, how about you start turning right now? And Brooklyn. All of you start turning. Break formation, independent turn. We're at 6,000 yards. I don't know if that's... I don't know anything, really, about if that's real close or not. Good news is it's daylight. Oh my god. A 9-gun, 16-inch salvo on an enemy destroyer? Probably should switch to HE, by the way. Straighten up. Those two ships. Battleship, you straighten up also. Boom! Are those the torpedoes over here? That enemy destroyer doesn't stand a goddamn chance. Our secondaries could beat her. There's the enemy torpedoes out here. Still a bit of a ways out. That almost looked like I could see the heat pulse off of that salvo there. That was pretty sweet. Switch your fire. I think most of those torpedoes look like they're probably going to miss us going way north. It looks like there might be another salvo back here. I'm just looking for disturbances in the water. A free cam here would be nice so I could kind of like... Yeah, those guys are going... They're going way... Our turn probably saved us from that salvo. Oh, this disturbance in the water is the Fubuki. All right, so the enemy is down to their final destroyer. Looks like they may have launched more torpedoes. Well, there's 2 salvos here and here. They've closed to within 5,700 yards, but they're not going to survive long with all these hits. We've also switched to HE. Where's that second salvo aimed? That could intercept. Let's double back, guys. Let's go hard over to the left. I wish there were. I don't know. We've seen magazine explosions in the game, but I don't know if I've ever seen like a main magazine explosion where the entire ship goes up. That would be kind of interesting to see, just like one giant explosion and the ship instantly sink. I have not seen that yet. Well, the good news is we wiped out the enemy force. As long as we don't take any torpedo damage, which it doesn't look like we will. It was the cost of 1 destroyer in the air attack, and then a badly damaged light cruiser in the air attack, and then it looks like a moderately damaged destroyer here in the surface action. She's sinking very rapidly. I can't imagine there are very many Japanese sailors who survived this action. In any event, let's exit out of the fight. So, the Cunningham took minor damage. The Brooklyn in North Carolina, not sure they took a single hit. Meanwhile, the enemy force was wiped from the map. The heavy cruiser Takeo, the light cruiser Kuma, Azuki. Oh, well, this is actually another Kuma, I think. And then the destroyer Azuki and Fubuki. So you can see here 2 destroyers, 2 light cruisers, and 1 heavy cruiser, 27,725 tons sunk, 1 enemy aircraft shot down. 36 command points were successfully won, I guess, in this absolute... I mean, I don't know what to say about this other than this was a great win. A great victory for us here. Radar gunfire was lethal. Yep, we turned the radar on, and that was the deciding factor in this battle, I think. Whew, that was fun. It's fun when you win those things, and it wasn't quite a mess like my surface action at night with my heavy cruisers the other day. All right. How do you bombard... By the way, does anybody know how you bombard surface targets? Because Port Moresby was bombarded the other day. I don't know how to do that, but it would be fun to know how. Meanwhile, we've got Wildcat fighters that just took off of Ranelli, so I'm going to try and get them up to the formation here to get a little bit of air cover over them for a little while before we get to the night phase. Have I done a crazy carrier action? No, not yet, Dust Drive. We have not yet even purchased a carrier. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of War on the Sea. I hope you guys enjoyed our first surface naval battle in this campaign. It was a drubbing that we delivered against the Japanese forces, sinking their entire surface task force off the coast of Guadalcanal, giving us quite a few command points that we can use to build more ships and more classes to bring forward for us. But in any event, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please feel free to leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.